ADHD and ADD, two diagnoses that so many children are diagnosed with these days. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or just attention deficit disorder. Disorder. So there must be something wrong with the people diagnosed with these diagnoses. I am Nune Boysen. I am a psychotherapist and a spiritual medium, and I combine spirituality and psychology in helping my clients to thrive again. And I especially help children and young adults. And besides helping them to thrive again, I am also very interested in broaden our perspectives on traditional diagnosis. Let me tell you about a client that I had. She's 19-year-old. Let's call her Paula. So Paula came to my practice 3 months ago. She's been with me 6 times now. She came 3 months ago, and why she came? She was suffering from anxiety to a degree where it was very difficult for her to live a normal life. She had visited a psychiatrist that diagnosed or said something about her symptoms, that it could be like if you don't get anything done with them, you could end up being bipolar. And I don't know if it was a he or she, had really frightened her. But when she came into my practice, we started as we always do. We investigated what is blocking you from your default setting, which is, in my perspective, thriving. So every client that comes into my practice, first we start by discovering what is blocking you. Because in my opinion, without any blockages, you're thriving. So we start by understanding and investigate that. Now, after 6 times she's been here, her anxiety is no more there. Actually, what she said to me last time she was here, she said, I don't even remember, Nuna, when I last time that the last time that I felt my anxiety. So that was very nice that it's totally down. And then we thought about working on the other aspect of her life, which is challenging her ADD, attention deficit disorder. The way that she described her ADD and what it does to her was this. Oh, Nana, when I'm trying to have a conversation with one of my friends and they are telling me something very personal, then I have to look at the bike coming by, or I have to pay attention to something else, or suddenly I just cannot hear what they're saying because I'm thinking. So she definitely have difficulties in focusing, and it has become a problem for her in many areas. So we thought about working on that. So I suddenly felt an urge that, okay, I know we're going to sit next to each other. So let's place our chairs so we sit a little bit closer to each other. And when we sat down on our chairs, she suddenly said, "Oh, no, what's that small wound you got on your finger?" And I looked, oh yeah, I have. There was a tiny little wound on my finger. I was like, I don't know where I got it. Perhaps I cut myself on a key or something. But then I came up with this. Paula, how about you set the attention to heal me? Let's try it out. And she said, okay, I'm not sure I'm able to do that, but I said, let's just try it. So she held my hand, she held my finger with her fingers, and then both of us closed our eyes. And then we just explored what was happening. I have an ability to feel other people's energy. So what I felt was going on, I could sense the energy around Paula. And it was almost like before a concert starts, all the musicians is tuning their instruments. But it sounds so much like noise because there is 20 musicians, do, 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 beep, 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 boom, 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 so much noise. So that's what I sensed around Paula, so much noise. But suddenly, almost like as if a conductor had, suddenly she played. Suddenly all the noises gathered down to one thick wave. Woo. And then I felt the most beautiful healing energy in my finger. Her perspective of, or her experience was this. Yes, she first felt all this noise, not like instruments, but just noise. And then she could also feel it kind of gathered together. And she said, Nuna, when I healed you, it was almost like everything became quiet and I was just focused on healing you. And she explained, Nuna, it's almost like I felt an energy coming from, and I would say the third eye. She don't even know anything about third eyes, but it came from here and went down there and out in my arm, out to your finger, and then I visualized your finger was going to be healed. So super powerful experience for both of us. Afterward, we talked about this, and this is why I've made this video. We talked about this. Perhaps your ADD is not a disorder. Perhaps it's a huge ability to heal. Perhaps it's time that we broaden our perspective of what is ADD and what is ADHD. Paula, she could focus all her energy in healing my finger. Another of my client, a 16-year-old boy, he is diagnosed with ADD as well. But when I asked him, what is keeping your focus? What can you have a sharper, laser sharp focus on? And he said, doing math. So perhaps Paula's ability is to heal, and perhaps my other client's ability is to heal with doing math. I have made this video because I think it's time for us that we take the responsibility to investigate, could we understand ADHD and ADD, and perhaps some of the other diagnoses also? Can we understand them in a new perspective? Because we have a world which is in so great of need of healing. And we have so many children and young adults suffering for being, in my opinion, mislabeled and misunderstood. I am Nuna Boysen. I am a psychotherapist and a spiritual medium, and I am here to help children, especially children and young adults, be proud of themselves and understand themselves in the new perspective.